Villainous by It's_Kingston on AO3. Episode 17, Chapter 12, Return. A few days had passed since Ochako last talked to the League. She had gotten back into the habit of sleeping at night and talking with her friends over the phone more. The excuse she stuck with was that a childhood friend had come back to support their mother when she began feeling ill. The mother had gotten better, and Ochako's friend had their own life to get back to. So after a few days of hanging out, her friend had gone back to their own place and continued working there. In other news, all the heroes in training, along with all the teachers that went with them, were getting back today around dinner time. According to Mr. Aizawa, Ochako knew this meant a few things. One, she'll have to start socializing again, not just over the phone, but with her friends looking at her, judging her expressions. It would be harder to hide things from them, especially since they cared enough to talk to her daily. 2. Mr. Aizawa would check in on with her. Without a doubt, she'll have to tell him something, but it seemed too early to do so. And what if the League was watching? Toga effortlessly got into Ochako's dorm room, so what's stopping her from entering the school as she claimed to do regularly? She would have to lie to him. It would keep her safe from the League's suspicions, along with her teachers. After all, if a professional hero or trained teacher couldn't find them in the course of a few years, why expect a student to in a few days? Number 3. It would be so much harder to sneak in and out. Security has slacked without the teachers and students here. They didn't have to guard anything but flies, and the stragglers who didn't go on the trip. This consisted of Ochako and a handful of students from other dorms and classes. Not much to worry about. She should warn Toga too. The blonde would probably be able to tell, but Ochako still wanted to make sure she wasn't caught. That wouldn't end well for either of them. Hey, everyone's coming back today. They guessed around dinner, but it might be sooner. Security's gonna get tight. Be careful if you come around UA. The message was read, and 3 dots popped up below it. They stayed for only a second before being replaced by a message. Thanks, I'll tell you about tomorrow's mission later today. Tomorrow? That's not good. Tomorrow marked the start of classes again. Another thing she would have to worry about. Ochako would have to go through classes at EUA before staying up all night with the League. Absolutely wonderful. We're back, loser. A scratchy voice echoed through the hallways, making its way to Ochako's room. Her door was locked as she finished counting the money Shigaraki had given her for the information. It totaled $1,500, making for a huge paycheck. She folded it and stashed it in her bottom drawer, underneath some documents. Shut up, Bakugo, you're too loud, Mineta whined. What was that, dweebus? He was louder than before now. Calm down, you two. Deku stepped in, trying to ease the pressure. Let's all get situated in our rooms again and unpack. Yeah, he makes a good point. Todoroki backed Deku up. Fine then. Bakugo presumably walked off towards his room, as Ochako couldn't hear him anymore. They're early. The Gravity Hero stole a glance at the clock before unlocking her door with a soft click and heading out into the hallway. It was only 1:43 p.m., nowhere near dinner time yet. Maybe there wasn't any traffic. Hey, Sue, Mina, Deku! Ochako gave all 3 a running tackle hug, careful to not knock them down. Hey, Ochako! Deku smiled brightly. How have you been? I'm good. The peace and quiet was nice for a little, but I missed everyone. She replied before turning to face Sue. I'm sorry for missing so many calls, Ochako said nervously. No problem, I get it. Sue hugged her best friend tightly. But I'm telling you everything you missed. I need to unpack, but can we catch up during dinner time? Deku asked, gesturing to the suitcase he pulled behind him. Of course. Ochako stepped to the side so he could get down the hallway easier. Ugh, I want to hang out with my friends, but my suitcase is gonna explode if I don't unpack it. Mina complained, seeming to struggle as she dragged the broken-wheeled staircase Ugh, I want to hang out with my friends, but my suitcase is gonna explode if I don't unpack it. Mina complained, seeming to struggle as she dragged a broken-wheeled suitcase behind her. She jammed it all full of souvenirs. I'm not sure how it fit. Sue filled Ochako in. The pair watched Mina groan in frustration before holstering the travel case onto her shoulder and carrying it that way. Remind me never to get on her bad side. Ochako giggled. Sue responded similarly, chuckling as she dragged her light suitcase behind her. It was green, like her hero suit, and covered in different pins and stickers from different places and fandoms. I'll drop this off in my room, then we can hang out in yours? Sue asked Ochako as they made their way down the hall. Their rooms were both in the same direction, Sue being 4 doors closer to the entrance than Ochako's. Sure, let me go straighten up real quick. Ochako laughed nervously. Nervous was becoming a reoccurring feeling, showing up more frequently for the people she had to talk to. She shut the door behind her as she entered her room, quickly making sure that she hadn't left anything suspicious out. No evidence of strange cash, or a new suit, or another phone to be seen. This will be all right. And it was. All right, that is. The pair was unbothered by the other students who were too busy unpacking, especially Mina, who purchased at least one of everything from each souvenir shop, according to Sue. So the reason why the museum's collector opened the museum in that location is Sue was cut off by the ringing of Ochako's phone. Her burner phone. Shit. Ochako thought, grabbing it and answering the call. Hopefully Sue hadn't noticed the fact that it was a separate phone. Ochako even changed the ringtone on it to match her personal one. She stashed it underneath some homework pages on her desk, making it look more misplaced and hidden, and easy to access. Hey, I'm a little busy right now, so maybe we could catch up later? Ochako said in the receiver. Yeah, I can see that. Toga laughed lightly, probably at the awkwardness in Ochako's voice. I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. Ochako hoped Sue wouldn't find the conversation suspicious. Hey, Sue, do you mind waiting a few minutes? My friend seems a little worried about something. Ochako said, trying to seem saddened. I'll wait. You come for your friend. Sue smiled at the gravity hero, absolutely breaking her heart. You done with your mushy-gushy excuse? I'm in the tree by the balcony. I was gonna come in and tell you about tomorrow's mission, but you have company. And unless you want her gone, I can't come in. No, that's all right. I'd like things to stay how they are now. Ochako casted a glance at the tree outside the window. She couldn't see Toga, but that was probably a good thing. Don't look. Did you read How to Be Suspicious 101 or something? Listen, I'll come back later tonight. If your dorm isn't clear by 1 a.m., I'm making it clear myself. Toga grumbled. Okay, I can do that. I'll talk to you some other time then. Bye. Later, little hero. Sorry, Sue, she's a little worried about exams. Plus, she's switching schools pretty soon, too. I've been talking with her all while you guys were on the trip. Ochako put her second phone back on her desk and returned to her original spot on the bed. Oh, that sounds nerve-wracking. You're so sweet, Ochako. Always watching out for everyone. Sue smiled. She looked down towards the ground and began slowly swinging her feet back and forth. Ever since we met, I wanted to be like you. I love myself the way I am, but you're so generous and kind. You help people and don't expect anything back, and you're trustworthy. Oh, I didn't know you felt like that. Ochako felt her eyes watering up, whether from the shower of compliments or the fact that she was deceiving her innocent friend. But don't sell yourself short. You're a wonderful person, Sue. You're great at all our practical missions and have way better skills than I do. I get nervous talking sometimes, but you always cover for me and get the point across. Plus, you're really smart. No matter how much I study, I've never gotten a score higher than you on a test. You're really great, too. Sue looked towards Ochako, who was practically crying by now. Oh, no, I didn't mean to make you cry. I just really look up to you, Sue said, nervously, wrapping her friend in a warm embrace. Ochako could hear the steady rhythm of Sue's heart beating, the way that she would breathe in and out, It was tranquil, and helping her stop tearing. Sorry for being such a crybaby sometimes. Ochako leaned away from the frog girl, smiling awkwardly. Thanks for being there for me, Sue. Don't mention it. Sue smiled, watching Ochako wipe the remnants of tears from her eyes, and putting on a smile. I'll have your back, and you'll have mine. That's how it is. Okay, I'm cutting it there because, again, I'm trying to get a hold of, my schedule on posting and stuff like that, so shorter videos make it easier for me to record a lot of videos in one day so that I get a catalog of videos ready and on the go, especially considering I'm going to start my job soon, and keeping up a schedule of 3 videos a day can be quite hard. I might take 1 day off, 2 day offs, and I can't do that if I don't have a catalog, so I need my catalog. But this is interesting, they're back. I feel bad for Toga. Not Toga, Ochako. She's not gonna have sleep time anymore. Sleeping is not a thing that she's gonna be allowed to do anymore, and I hate that. I know sleeping sometimes, if you don't sleep when you're supposed to, it could get... Look, I could get really grumpy, or I could get really... point taken is, if you do not sleep when you're supposed to, it can be quite hard to function, right? And then on top of that, she has to do physically demanding things because she is a hero in training. And then, like, all of that topped upon each other, like, that's a recipe for disaster is basically what I'm trying to get at. And it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. Also, we're getting a lot of hints at Sue and Ochako's friendship. Is something gonna go wrong there? Is their friendship gonna fall apart because of this? Like, what? Okay. Well, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.